Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Real Convo. Thank you so much for subscribing if you are a subscriber. If not, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And also, if you would go ahead and like the video, that does help me in the YouTube algorithm. So you guys read the title. Tonight's episode, we are going to break down and review a movie that I found on Tubi that I thought was really, really interesting. Had a very good storyline, and I felt like it was worth putting on Taco Tuesday Tubi Movie. So I'm going to go ahead and bless my food really fast. Amen. Thank you so much. And so tonight I have, of course, tacos, beef tacos with picante sauce, sour cream, jalapeno peppers, beans, and Spanish rice. Did you want to tell me something, son? Son, can you bring me some wipes? This is so good. They in they room. Let me have some wipes. So I can keep my hands and face clean. And yes, this is all made from scratch at home. So that was this girl named Harlem from Detroit in a relationship with her baby daddy Emery. And Emery was a really nice guy. He really spoiled Harlem. He was a sweet, sweet, sweet guy. Like he was the type of guy that any mom will be happy for any daughter to bring home. Like his whole world was centered around Harlem and their baby. They had a baby about 2 or 3 months old. Emery would do stuff for Harlem like she always had her eyes set on this one particular house, and he knew that she wanted the house really, really bad. So he actually got her out of the house one day and pretended that they were going to go down to the Salvation Army and drop off clothes. But they made a stop at this house. And come to find out, he done bought her the house, y'all. So yeah, Emery was a really, really like really good guy. They were in love with each other. She was everything that he needed in a woman. He was everything that she needed in a man. So Emery being the lover boy that he is, him and Harlem would always go on dates and have date nights. One particular night, this crackhead approaches them trying to rob them. Yes, honey. They out being romantical and everything like that. And here come a old dusty dingy crackhead want to take something from somebody. So Harlem is telling the dude he'll give you anything you want. He'll give you all his money, but before she could get it all the way out, baby, he done popped Emery and unalived him. Poor Harlem. At the beginning of the movie, they showed this scene right here. Her in the street crying with her baby in her arm. Because she just had witnessed Emery being unalive. So, of course, life must go on. Um, I guess so she wouldn't have to grieve the loss of her baby daddy by herself. And then plus dealing with an infant baby, she moved in with her mama and she fell into a depression. She wouldn't comb her hair, get up and put on clothes and just do the regular things that she did on a routine basis in her day-to-day life. Like she was like seriously having separations anxiety from Emery. But her mama was real patient with her. She wasn't too like all in her face about not being up and just not really being herself. So a year goes by and it's the baby's birthday, her son's birthday. And of course her mom put together a little birthday party for her little grandbaby. And I guess she felt like if Harlem heard from her friends, old friends, then she would cheer up because Harlem mama invited Lolo, which is Lolo is Harlem's high school best friend. She invited Lolo to the baby's birthday party. So they catch up and feel each other out. And Lola explains that she owns her own beauty shop and she can't have her girl out here looking like this. That she understands that she's stressed out. And we all go through stuff when we get stressed out, but baby, I'm a beautician and I need you to have your hair done. So she tells her to come by the shop and get her hair done. Don't worry about the money or anything like that. It's on her. You know, we girls, we partners, baby, come get your hair done. So Harlem makes it to Lola's shop after going to the bank to handle some business. And while she's there getting her hair done, this dude, oh, excuse me. She meets Rock. And you know, he out flirting with her and stuff and trying to get to know her. And she over there, she out timid and yeah, my name Harlem. See me. Scott the Rock, y'all. Scott the motherfucking Rock, baby. As a matter of fact, not just Scott or Rock, but Scott the Rock. Baby. So that was her first interaction with Scott the Rock. Later on that night, Harlem, Lolo, and Michael. Michael is a real good Judy friend who works at the salon with Lolo. He's one of her workers. They go out. It's so good. I have some jalapenos and sour cream. And put confetti sauce on here. But when I tell y'all these tacos are banging, they are banging. So they decide to go out, Lolo, Harlem, and Michael. They read the Judy friend. They get to the club, everybody looking good, smelling good, doing their own thing. Everybody turned up on their own little level. You know, the Tatianas is out, baby. Mm-hmm. And some dude decides to walk up and be disrespectful. Mad because after he bought her a drink, she wouldn't fold her bend as if he had spent like some bandos or something. Like, dude, that was like what, $10, $12 drink? Like, what are we doing? Get so disrespectful that he calling her bitches and hoes. Right when he finna really go in, Scott the Rock walks up. He's like, no. He's like, say, cuz, watch out. This is me right here. So, Scott the Rock, everybody already know him. He has a reputation for his hands and his aggressiveness in the streets. Like, everybody already know not to play with Scott the Rock. Like, it's understood. It don't need to be re-explained. Nobody asks questions and become confused. And baby, once dude had seen Scott the Rock in the club claiming her and saying basically bag up off of her, baby, he had them bagged away and went on by his business. Malia is calling me for something. Can you get up and do that, please? So she kick it in the VIP the rest of the night. Her and Lolo, cause Michael left because that club was too straight for them, and it wasn't no trades off in there. So Michael had to get the hell up out of there, baby. So she's kicking it in VIP with Scott the Rock. After that little run in, her Lolo, his homeboys, they having a good time. Girl, you know people. I always gotta act a fool. So somebody decided that what do they want to do? They want to start popping in the club, girl. So baby, a whole pop out. Ooh, that ginger ale was good. A whole pop out took place. So they get out the club. Everybody get out the club. All right, nobody is hurt. Of course, she take her home. They get to know a little bit more about each other. She explained to him where her name came from. He explained to her where his name came from. And he expressing his interest in her and everything like that. So he's like, he's gonna catch back up with her. She's so dumbfounded. She's like, how you gonna call me and you don't have my number? He's like, oh, I get around. So, mind you, Harlem's still kind of coming out of her depression, so she working at Lolo's shop just to pass time by. So one particular day, she at work and Scott walks in the beauty shop and invite her on a date. So of course she agrees to go, and she goes on a date with him. During the first date, it's at like a club where they shoot pool and like they have a little lady in the back cooking. And when she get there, she like, this our first date? Because mind you, Emery is a gentleman and she is top tier. And she not used to this dusty behavior. So she not used to none of that, but she go along. They end up having a good time anyway, even though it was against her better judgment. So they have such a good time, baby. He get to take Harlem home with him, baby. And you know what happened next, baby. Baby, want to tell you, baby, that's my woman, that's my man. Baby, he immediately put claims on it after they, do the nasty. And he telling her after they first intimate encounter that he want her to move in with him. Girl, yes, just that fast. They slept together. He done immediately became strong. Immediately. Move in. I want us to spend all our time together. I don't want no time apart. I want to know what you're doing, what you're doing, how you're doing. One of those. One of those. Yes. So she letting him know, before she can move in with him, that she have a little baby, she have a son and everything like that, and tell her son name. So he like, that's cool, whatever. I love you, so I'm gonna love your son. You know what I mean? Like, he's good with that. No problem. So she go home and she tell her mama, that she's gonna be moving out. This guy that she been dating, named Scott, they can take that relationship a step further. And her mama, because she didn't even know that she was dating, she's like, don't you think you're moving too fast? And she's like, no, actually I don't. I've been dating him quite a while. And her mama has concerns like, have you met his mother? Where is he from? Do you know anything about him? This is just all too fast for her mom. So, of course, the next day, against her mom's better judgment, she agrees. She still moves in with Scott. Scott comes to the house. He comes and pick her up. Baby, when I tell you mama was not for him at all, baby, she like, gone up here. Hey, Miss Jones. Yeah, I'm so happy to meet my new mother-in-law. She like, hold up. No, he said, hey, mama, and she corrected him and said something like, no, it's Miss Jones. And where did you say you worked? And he gonna lie and say he worked at a plant in Detroit. Not knowing that the mama used to be the manager at that same plant for 11 years and never seen him on night shift. So that was a bold face. Like, the mama immediately tells Scott when she meet him for the first time, when he come to pick her grandbaby and daughter up, listen, I don't know what kind of games you playing, but not with my Harlem. And she can't take no more heartbreak. So let her down easily. Because I don't know what you selling, but I ain't buying. That was her attitude straight up. But Harlem moves in with this dude. Of course, he done start showing his jealous ways. Within a year's time frame, like in the beginning, she didn't know that he was like that because he was trying to pick her up from work one day. And she had went shopping with Lola, Michael, and her cousin. And she had bags or whatever. So when he came to get her, she just ran out the beauty shop to give him a hug, to greet him or whatever. But she was like, how long before we leave? Let me go get my bags. And he like, bags. She like, yeah. And when she come back, her cousin is with her. And she introducing him to her boy cousin. He's sitting up there looking like he's stiff as a board. Won't move, won't shake the boy hand, nothing. And this her whole cousin. So they get in the car. He mad about it. Cussing her out. This is all like new to her. She like, when you start calling me bitches, Scott. Baby, when I tell you Scott did not like that, he backslapped her. Bam, backslapped her just like that, y'all. I'm not playing. And she like, boy, you tripping. He like, boy, I'm a grown man, baby. Like very narcissistic. Then he was doing stuff like I believe that was like her first time seeing that side of him. A couple of months go by. So a couple of months go by, she's still with him and they have a pool party. Evidently, she used to this behavior because her back is all bruised up. And Micah notices it. She's talking about she fell between the washer and dryer. You got knocked between the washer and the dryer, boo. One of his homeboys had asked for a plate. She fixed the dude plate. He done got mad because she fixed the dude plate and hit her right there at the get together in front of everybody. And then he was so evil that not only did he hit her right there at the get together in front of everybody, he actually took her in the bathroom and forced himself on her intercourse wise. Right there at their house, everybody was there, right in the middle of a functioning, right in the middle of a get together. That's what he did. Baby, he was mad because she fixed that dude a plate. Decided that his woman wasn't gonna be fixing up do no plate. It escalated to the restroom. He go in there and take intercourse from her. So, she was still with him. I think like almost a year in or almost a year later. One day, she come home and she found her son sitting in the living room, but he's surrounded by paraphernalia, if you know what I mean. Like all the stuff Scott dibble and dabble with. While Scott is sitting in the basement with his homeboys, doing his thing or whatever like that. High, don't care, not really attending to her child. So of course she mad. She big mad. But I was hungry. I had not ate all day long just so I can do Taco Tuesday with y'all. So, of course, she confronted him about smoking, not smoking, but having drug paraphernalia around her child. Instead of him taking responsibility and accepting that, of course, that's something that he wasn't supposed to do, was have that baby around all his paraphernalia. He want to argue with her and they get into a fight. She run upstairs and pack her bags. He chased her in the room. She locked the door. And she wouldn't let him in. So she telling her baby, like 20, 30 minutes, an hour later, when she thinks Scott done left or he done come down, to close his eyes, and when they get down, don't open his eyes until they get in the car. Baby, she get downstairs, Scott done cold cocked and knocked it out of her. Baby, and then when she finally came to, I want to watch this movie. It sounds so good. It is. Make sure you watch it as soon as this live ends. So when she finally came to, after he done knocked her out in front of her son, like her little son went right there witnessing all of that. I mean, Scott the motherfucking Rock was cray, y'all. The dude was out of his mind. He done knocked this woman out. Then when she came to, he's sitting up here threatening her, saying, basically, if I can't have you, nobody else can't have you. Don't ever think you're going to leave me. So she steady riding it out or whatever. So one night Scott has to go, drop off, because he was the weed man, right? So he had to go make a run. And he really wanted her to go with him, but she wasn't feeling good. And she kind of like already had a feeling that she was pregnant, I think, but she didn't want to tell him. So she stayed behind. She didn't go with him to make his little drop or whatever. Baby, as soon as he left out to go make that little drop, baby, she went upstairs, took that pregnancy test and seen that she was with child and left Scott. Got up out of there, moved back in with her mom and left Scott on red where he should have stayed. left Scott behind on red, honey. So Scott sitting over there on red. She done moved on with her life. Her and her son has moved back in with her mom. She's pregnant with Scott child. Scott ain't had no communication with her. So 9 months go by. We at the baby shower, honey, and Scott done started worrying her mama. Done started wearing the mama down, wearing her down. I mean, like calling the lady, explaining his story and what he done been through and everything like that. So it's the baby shower day. Scott pops up. When Harlem see that Scott done popped up, she like, how did you, like, how did he get her mama? Mama, you invited him. She's like, yes, he really misses y'all. And he says he done changed. And he has been through so much, like, and that lady, that's not even his mama. So the lady that he had her thinking was his mama, come to find out the woman not even his mama. Scott was scandalous, y'all. I'm telling y'all. So he at the baby shower, he pleading his case, telling her how he been going to counseling and how he just really want his family back together and stuff like that. And he just cannot live without her. And he needs her back in his life. I'm telling you, y'all think I'm playing. You have to watch the movie. After all this stuff he done took this woman through, he had the nerve to say, I've been in therapy, I've been in counseling. Give me a chance. I promise you, I've been taking care of my business. I've been doing everything that I need to do so that our family can be together again. She like, no. She just not trying to hear Scott at all. She was not trying to hear Scott. She was not trying to hear him. So she's like, Scott, there is no materialistic monetary thing that will make me take you back, not after all of the hell that you sent me through in the last year. And he's like, I promise you, baby, it's not monetary, it's not material, it's not anything like that. I have something for you that'll put our family back together, me, you, my daughter, and your son, and we can be all a family again. So she like, well, what is it, Scott? So he like, I told you, it wasn't like monetary or material. So in order for her to see what it is, he want her to ride with him, so she can see what it is. So she agrees to go ahead and ride with him to see what it is that he got in store, where he just feel like if he give her this will put their family back together, and she'll finally see how much he really does love her and considers her feelings, and that he listens to her, and he validates her traumas, and he validates the things that she's been through, and he wants to really prove it to her that I listen to you and I love you, and I'll do anything to put your heart back together as long as me, you, and our kids can be together as one, as a family. So of course after he done just, drug her down and wore her down, she agrees to go ahead and see what this is that he feels that if he gives her, put their family back together. So girl, this maniac drives her into a wooded, grassy area. You heard me. Yes, a wooded, grassy area. Dark as F. She looking around nervous like, Scott, where are we? I'm uncomfortable. Like, no, I want to go back home. Take me back home. Like, no, okay, the jig is up. Like, I believe you. Okay, whatever. I don't even want to play with your gangster. Basically, she looking around all nervous, and I don't blame her. So he like, no, shh, come on, baby. I promise it's not what you think. So he get her out the car, and he walk her to like this little shed that's back off in the woods or whatever. It's a dude tied up with handcuffs, like blindfolded and tied up. Yes, honey, you heard me right. It's a dude back there tied up in the little shed with handcuffs and stuff on him. With like, come to find out, it's the dude that unalived her baby daddy Emery in the beginning of the movie. So he feel like if he unalived that dude for her, then that's gonna make her love him. So it must have did. It worked. They got back together. That was enough for her. Scott the Rock has re-entered the equation, honey. Scott the Rock. My throat dry, y'all. Scott the Rock, baby. He's back in. So everything is going, cool or whatever like that. But she did get some bad news. Some months go by and they find out that Lolo calls her and tells her that their good Judy Michael is in the hospital and he's been to descend to the next level of life. That AIDS has set in and he's on his last couple of days and she needs to get up to the hospital to see him if she want to see him. So she gets to the hospital to visit Michael. And before she gets upstairs to his room, her and Lolo have a talk. And baby, when I tell you the horns started coming out of Lolo. Baby, Lolo, Leontha, Leathiana, Lolo, Iana, Thati. She was like, dang, Harlem is still taking all of this in and taking it back. And she just like, dang, why y'all didn't tell me that he was sick, and that he was on his last days or whatever. And she on some stuff like, everything is all about you, and life is not all about you, Miss Rich Pins. Mad because the girl baby daddy had left her $400,000. So you had all of that money and you didn't put none of us on. Excuse me, ma'am, you own your own shop, and that's not the way friendship work. Because somebody has money, you feel like they're supposed to invest into whatever. No. We can do like a joint partnership, and you can put up your bread, and I'm gonna put up my bread. That's how that goes. Like, no, so Harlem is taking aback. She like, basically trying to figure out where did all of this dumb ASSHAT come from, girl? Like, do you hear how you sound? You sound dumb. I was going through real live stuff like, for the last couple of years, I've been going through something. I've been going through real life issues. She's like, we all have Harlem. She's like, yeah, but I've been going through some serious stuff. She was like, you never came to the shop to see us or check on us or anything. I guess she was talking about when Harlem had left Scott. When she left Scott, she had stopped affiliating with Lola and Michael. But Harlem tells Lola, like, I did that because I didn't want Scott to run into, and I didn't want to run into Scott. Like, my life was in danger. I was pregnant. I had a baby in my stomach to protect. I wasn't finna chance it. So, girl, yes, they have, baby. Lolo is one of them. Lolo is a snake. Lolo is the one that you got to keep the grass cut so you can see the snakes approaching. She's one of the ones that if you don't keep that grass cut, boo, you won't see her snake ass coming. So, yes. So, when they get finished with that little 1-2 step, she go ahead and go upstairs and say her last words and her last goodbyes to Michael. Girl, Tubi, let me tell you something. Tubi, y'all are out of line, baby. Girl, they was so dramatic. Baby, okay, I get that Michael has HIV and AIDS has set in. I get that he's on his last leg and he finna descend to the second part of life, his final part of life. I get all of that. I get that AIDS eats the body up. Girl, these big old sores they had. I said, now, I done seen people that was on their last days. And I'm like, okay, y'all didn't have to do that like that. Y'all didn't have to over exaggerate that. It was so sad, but I was like, they did that. They made you feel like, it was a very serious, dramatic, sad thing going on. So they definitely got that type of reaction out of me. But they sitting there talking, Harlem and Michael, and she's just telling him that she's scared for him and she's sorry. And is there anything that she can do financially to try to like prevent this situation from happening? But of course it's too late. But in his last, like, even though he is in his last, couple of hours or days with us, he wants her to know that there is one thing that she can do for him. And that's leave Scott. And that he don't want to meet her on the other side no time soon. So those are the last words that Michael left Harlem with. So Harlem is on her way home. She calls her mama house and finds out that her cousin, her trifling ass cousin, Shayla, done came and got a pair of her shoes so she can go on a date. So she looking like that was strange that she came and got a pair of my shoes to go on a date or whatever. So she ended up making it to the house a little early because she had done called Scott and said that she was going to stay a little later. So she gets there, baby, and find Lola, Shayla, which is her cousin,
Scott and his homeboy all together. Lola and the homeboy is hooked up. Shayla and Scott is hooked up, baby. So she walk in on all of that. And Lola is so dirty. Like right before she walks in, she gonna tell Scott that he needs to hurry up before his girl come home. So of course they break back up. Harlem don't want to have nothing else to do with Scott. She is done with Scott at this point. It's nothing that Scott can do or say to get her back. She's just like, you know what? You already mentally abusive. You physically abusive. Then you have the nerve to try to cheat on me and then cheat on me with my cousin. So they break up. Scott is back out of the picture. But of course, honey, you know Scott is stalking her. He calling her. He steady ringing her phone, leaving voicemails talking about she a hoe. What type of hoe just get up and leave their kids? You know how she really ain't this and she really ain't that. But yeah, but call me. You heard me? Don't play with me. Quit playing with me. Make sure you call me. He's so crazy. This girl is all the way in Atlanta, Georgia. He back in Detroit on the phone calling this girl, leaving crazy threatening messages on her voicemail. Watching this girl mama house, watching just parked outside sporadically whenever he feel like it. Just watching the mama house. Calling the mama. Getting on her mama nerves. Driving the mama insane. Stressing the mama out. I'm like, oh, he was just a bad person. He was just a bad freaking person. He was just, I didn't get to write my notes down. So this last little part, I'm kind of not winging, but I'm going back and forward and referencing back and forward from the TV to her. So yeah, he's sitting in front of the mama house, going crazy, out of his mind, bugging this girl mama, getting on the mama nerves, wearing her and both her mama out. Whole time she in Atlanta, she done bought her a space because at one point, Michael had told her how bundles is selling and how, you know, if you have the money to, you know, have the money saved up, get you a real good vendor and go into the hair business. So she in Atlanta making those type of moves. She done bought her office space. Baby, she done told this same realtor that she dealt with for the office space to look at her a property for her to live in. And she's moving forward because she like, you know what, I'm done with Scott finally. I'm not going back to him. You know, like, I'm not going back to Scott. So I may as well make a move. This dude is not going to leave me alone. This dude keep calling me and harassing me. So I may as well just move to another state and just start my life over. And that's what she does. That's what she did. She went to Atlanta. She put the things together to be able to start a whole new life down there. Bought her office space for her hair business. And has a realtor working with her to buy her a property, so she get back home to Detroit to her mama and kids. She give her mama some money for you know helping her out. And shoot, the mama was happy for the money, but she like, girl, that money is not worth all of this that I have to go through. Like expressing to her that Scott just instead of calling and harassing. So she tell her mama, you know, I didn't want to tell you at first, but I have an addiction to ice, y'all. And it helps me keep my throat where it's not dry. So she like, mama, I didn't want you to try to talk me out of it. But I actually just came from Georgia and I bought me an office space and I have a realtor figuring some things out so that I can have me a place to stay when me and my babies move to Atlanta, Georgia. And her mama, you know, it is like, what are you talking about? But why would you do that? And she tells her mom, like, he's not going to keep making those threats and not make good on them. And that was the only way that she knew to try and deal with what she was going through with Scott is to just move on, move to a whole nother state where he couldn't just ride or drive a couple of minutes to get to her. He would have to go to a whole nother state. Go back in there. My J, your sister. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here. So yeah. I'm having to do something, but I'm still here. So she like, Mama, that's the only way. He's not gonna keep on making those threats and not make good on them. She said, either you can come visit me in the cemetery, or you can come and live with me and live in Atlanta with me, or come visit me in Atlanta. So the mama agrees to go ahead and move with Harlem to Atlanta. She agrees to go ahead and move to Atlanta with her and says, okay, yeah, that do make sense once you think about it. So that's being put into play, and she wants to have a going away party. Now, meanwhile, while her and her mama getting everything together that they're gonna have to need to get together before they move to Atlanta, trifling Lolo is messing with Scott. So they show a scene with Scott and Lolo together, and she telling him she don't love you like I do. You need to get over her. And that dude left her good. She finna move to Atlanta. She done bought her a hair business and a house. You need to get over her. Like, she just not gonna ever love you the way that I do. That nigga left her straight. He was a 9-to-5 dude. Scott tells her that Emery was not a 9-to-5 dude. In fact, Emery worked the streets with him and hustled just as hard as he did. And him and Emery used to get together. But Emery started switching up and wanted out of the game, so he unalived Emery. So whole time, Scott was the one that sent that dude to unalive her baby daddy in the beginning of the movie. He knew exactly who to go get and unalive that night at the shed in the wooded area because he knew who he had hired to do the job. So whole time he's sitting up acting like, he was just really trying to put his family back, and he had to went on this wild goose chase trying to find this dude. He knew exactly who the dude was. So yeah, he told her that. Then the next scene, like I said, he was so in love with her and harassing her. The very next scene, he done answered a text from Shayla, trifling first cousin behind. She done lured him over there talking about she gonna call Harlem, and they gonna all sit down and talk. So he agreed to come over there. He like, I don't see Harlem. She like, I just said that to get you over there. So of course she started coming on to him and trying to sleep with him and stuff like that. And she had got disrespectful and said something, and he struck her. And she's like, I'm not Harlem. And he was like, what? You not Harlem? What does that mean? So girl, he done strangled her to unalive. He had strangled her to the next level, descended on to the next level of life because she said she wasn't Harlem honey and how she would call the police on him and that sort of thing. He done strangled this girl, like seriously strangled her. So we fast forward, it's the going away party and everything like that. All of the guests are at the house. All their close friends are there. And they having a going away party. And can you please get her? Can you take her to the front of the house, please? Okay, take her up to the front of the house. Thank you. So we get to the going away party because they finna leave and go to Atlanta. Lolo pulls up and she like, I'm concerned. I've been trying to get in contact with Shayla for some days and I can't do a wellness check because I'm not family. And when she telling the mama that, the mama like, child, she'll be all right. She's been doing this since she was a kid. She will be just fine. So Scott just so happened to walk up and she like, what? You want to get your last look at a nigga? She finna be gone. He act like he was finna choke her and she like, nigga, do it. And 5-0 will be on you so fast, all these old people, and they will love all this long, pretty hair in prison. Don't even play with me. So the mama walk out with his baby in the stroller, and he put a little red envelope off in the stroller, and she like, is this for me? He like, no, this for my baby. So he proceeds to go in the party or whatever like that. And she like, baby, get your baby. Get your baby. Don't leave your baby here. Do not leave your baby in here, baby. You have a baby. Get your baby. You didn't come here for me. So get your baby. So he get his baby. He playing with his baby, spending time with her and stuff like that. But of course, because he's a narcissistic, crazy, dusty, just psycho, he looking for Harlem. He like, you supposed to be there spending time with your baby, but you looking for Harlem. So he finally gets up under Harlem, and he like, just having small talk with her, saying, oh, I wonder how something would look in their new house. And she was like, my new house, you're not going. He like, what are you talking about? You tripping. You told me that I was coming over here so we could talk about putting our family together. She said, no, I called you over here so we can talk about a custody agreement for their little precious baby, Chloe. And he like, huh? Nah, that's not what I came over here for. And she's like, well, that's what it is. And since I see you can't be civil, I will hire a attorney for not only myself, but you as well. And she gets up and walk out and goes to change her baby. So she changing her baby, and she heard her son saying, you shut up. You shut up. And she like, little boy, who are you talking to? Why are you talking like that? But he started saying, you shut up, you shut up. So she coming to the end of the highway to see who he talking to, and it's Scott. And before she can just really grasp what's going on, Scott takes his firearm and unalives and shoots her little son in his, right there in front of her. So by this time, she's hyperventilating. She's nervous, scared, all of that, begging him, no, we can work this out. And he says to her, I told you, if I couldn't have you, nobody else can have you. Girl, he points the firearm at Harlem and blows her brains completely out. Yes. Everybody running out. Her mama trying to get in the house and see what's going on. Lolo trifling, but she running out. Scott outside. By this time, she running to her car, fiddling with her keys, trying to get in her car. He's so crazy as he passing her by. Baby, he took the firearm again and popped her. The mama finally see Harlem and her grandbaby. Mind you, she was in there changing the little baby. The little baby just sitting on the couch looking. All of this done took place in front of this little baby. Probably was a little over 1 year old, maybe 16 or 17 months at the most. So she like, the mama is processing all of this. She taking all of this in. So she grabbed Harlem's firearm that Harlem had in her purse, girl, and run out to the car like, you killed my baby. You killed my daughter. It was so sad, y'all. She was crying. It was so sad. But Scott took the easy way out, and he took his firearm and popped himself. And it was so sad. It was so sad. That dude had his heart set that the name of the movie is called If I Can't. And he was very extremely serious. That man meant every word of what he said. If he can't have her, nobody else would have her. So they also showed that red envelope that he stuck in the baby's stroller when he was walking in the backyard to go talk to her mom, that it was a card, and on the card he had wrote, I would, dear such and such, to the baby's name, I wish you were old enough to read, and you were old enough to tell your mama, like I said, if I can't, nobody can't have her. Them were the last words that he wrote on the card for his daughter to read. I would never let that baby read that. Yes, girl, this movie was really sad. Go and watch it. It's on Tubi. It's for free. You guys don't have to pay anything. The only thing you have to do is sign in with your email. And that's your subscription. $0, zero charges, a couple of commercials, really good movie, really good storyline, very informative, you know, like not to be taking threats light. When people threaten your life and they say things like that, I would advise, this is a disclaimer, I would advise people to listen and believe exactly what people show you. Does anybody want to come up? I can drop the link in the description box, and you can click on it from the hit live chat, and you will see the link. I just dropped the link down in the chat. You don't have to be on camera if you're not comfortable being on camera, but if you want to come up and give your thoughts over tonight's movie, please feel free to do so. I'll hang out for a couple of moments just to give anybody the chance to click the link down in the description box to come up and give their thoughts. I always love a good two-way intellectual conversation. Again, you don't have to be on camera. Once you click the link, there is an option. After clicking the link, you first have to allow it to turn your camera on. But once you turn your camera on, before I let you up, you can stop the camera and no one will be able to see you. So if anybody wants to come up, hit that link that says StreamYard.com. Do I have anyone in my chat that wants to come up and give their commentary or give me any of their thoughts on tonight's conversation? Okay, I'll hang out just a little while longer. And of course, my daughter is crying. She is super spoiled. And I almost feel like they wait until I'm on her, y'all, to get up. But yeah, that's how the movie went off. That was the movie, y'all. Watch the movie over on Tubi. It's called If I Can't. If you decide to watch it and then come back, leave your comments and your commentary down below. I want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Please like the video on your way out. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Real Combo. Good night, guys.